memory sims to give the board a good clean. Most of them out. Yeah, I'm all undone. Sims out. Give the ROM soon it. Washing the board with acetone. Well, it's not exactly acetone, it's a solvent, but it's, what is it, 80% acetone, it's or something like that. But I found this stuff, whatever it is, to be great. And yeah, you're going to whole board where all this waxy stuff is. This just dilutes it. And you want all that stuff off the board. You got to see what you've done, you know. So get all this crud off. Maybe I should remove all these caps just to double check everything, but no. He did a very tidy job on the soldering on this board. You can see from board to board as how his technique evolved, the same as mine, and pretty much all of us did, you know. We started off not having a clue, and then by trial and error and making shit of stuff, we start getting the gist of it, like learn the hard way, so to speak. Yeah. What's this white stuff? Walking off the board, whatever it was, but not too keen on that stuff at all. Plenty of solvent. Dab it up with tissue. See the shit, like that's the shit coming off your board. And the fumes, I have to say, are exquisite. Or no, they're very dangerous. Whoo! Yeah, go with dabby dabby on boardy boardy. Yeah, there was a bit of water in my toothbrush. It's around the place too, but sure, it's going into the sink anyhow in a minute. There's a trace gone. But look, see the dirt? That's what we're doing. We're trying to get this dirt off the board. And the back of this one is clean. Give it a quick rub anyhow, and then it's into the sink with hot water. Hopefully to wash away that solvent before it evaporates and leaves a residue. We want to wash it off while it's still wet and while it still has all the crap suspended in it. That's the word. So acetone, dilute shit, loads and loads. This is my idea anyhow. Whether it works, I have no idea, but I'm just trying to flow all this crap away and then into a hot sink of water and wash it off. After rinsing the board, this is my preferred method to dry it. But to start drying it is to, you know, put the board on its side, put your fingers somewhere on the metal, some secure, maybe the ID connector, get a good grip of it. Don't crush the board, you know, but just make sure that it won't fly out of your hand. And then use the art of old centrifugal, so you come back a bit and you look, make sure you're not going to hit the light or anything behind, and you go, oh yeah, yeah. Spray the whole fridge with water and solvent and cack. But 5 of them gets most of the water off very fast. Anyhow, to increase the drying times, to see these connectors, I always kind of blow into them, and you can feel the moisture shooting up all the dampness, all the water coming up, hitting you all over the face. Tastes like shit too, but yeah, keep doing that. This big chappy here, expensive lot. We're just removing, you know, the main moisture, so the thing has a chance to dry out. And bit of tissue, start dabbing off the rest of the moisture. I don't think, no, I got most of the flux off. Still some bits here and there, but just dab most of the, you can see the water sitting there. You see the boards aren't porous, there's nothing porous spongy that'll soak in water on the whole board. Like, may as be sitting on glass, you know, so the water just pooled into little droplets here and there, and of course under the chips where you can't do anything about. So because of that, you can get the water off pretty quick. I didn't clean that, but these boards are going to take. I'm going to be cleaning these boards several times as I work on them. Yeah, lovely. Fuck. Dabby 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 doo doo. And I find a hairdryer. Not that I'd be using one of them. But a hairdryer is a handy job, you know, just 5-10 minutes. You can feel the board getting warm, put it in front of the fire for 20 minutes, half an hour. When you pick up the board, it's hot. You look at it all, you know there's no dampness in it. But make sure your board is dry before you attempt to power it up. If you don't, it goes bang, it's your own fault. Now, I've removed all the caps, and unfortunately the board is still covered in that greasy stuff, flux. My solvent didn't get rid of it, so I'm going to try get rid of it now with let's see one, folks. I'm going to try and get rid of it with some white spirit and see what that does. Yeah, this is some weird greasy stuff that I just cannot get off the board, so see will this have any better chance of shifting it. Whatever that greasy residue was, I've never seen it before. I've never had a problem with it. It's a problem I've never had before because I don't know. I didn't wash yeah, most definitely. The white spirit is the way to go. Yeah. So I'm going to go over this whole board now with white spirits. Then wash it again. I've got to get this board clean. But the solder joints were pretty good on it. I've taken them all off. I've used the little piece of copper braid to lift off all the solder that was on it. And yeah, it's pretty clean. It's got one lifted pad over here, and it's missing a crystal in there. And I think if I give it a good clean, there's a good chance this little thing just might turn on. So, cleaning time. Again, trying to dissolve that flux into the white spirit, to suspend it in the liquid, and then dab it off with a piece of tissue, something very cottony, porous, absorbent, and I hope you lift it all off. Because after I took all the caps off, which is what I should have done to begin with, to be honest, it was still covered in stuff. So I'm going to keep at this. I go over the whole board like this. Yeah, it does appear to be coming off now. Up here was terrible, up around here. And use plenty of it, flush it out like. But I mean, unless Rollerman's washed it to begin with, because you see that electrolyte fluid, I'd imagine if you didn't wash that off and you're doing a lot of soldering and you're using, where am I going, and you're using a lot of flux and there's electrolyte in the board, I imagine that electrolyte will melt into the flux, then become suspended in it when it solidifies on the board, which it was all over the board, and possibly become conductive. Even to a tiny amount would be enough to upset these machines. It's got to be clean, man. Am I getting there? I am, yeah, it is. It's definitely getting cleaner. So, a lot of cleaning. I mean, you can just see this layer of goo, like it's over the whole fucking board, man. You know, but I'm getting through it. So white spirit seems to be the ticket here, so we'll keep going white spirits. I don't want to proceed putting any caps back on or anything until this board is spotless. Because it's only when it's spotless you can start working on it. Otherwise it's all guesswork. Well, let's be honest though, Keith, everything you do is guesswork. Okay, lovely, lovely, scrubby, scrubby. Get up the back. Now we're starting to get somewhere where we need. Will this thing focus? Yeah, all that wax is definitely gone now. Time to wash her again, washing up liquid time. Okay, the hot water seemed to get a lot of it off, so put more washing up liquid on, and now we are getting bubbles. See, suds. And that's what you want to lift, to suspend all this crap in, you know. That's my opinion anyway. Probably no one on the planet agrees with me, but hey, I love it. Yeah, we're getting bubbles. And we're basically just trying to get that flux off the board. I mean, it was covered in a really thick layer of flux. Rollermans, if you're watching this, don't use that flux anymore. No good. Let's give this guy another rinse in the sink. Very hot water I'm using. Now, can I zoom in on that? That there is now a cleaner board. It's still not fully clean, but it's a hell of a lot better than where it was. And we're going to go up. We're going to give it a full dry first. Going to get all the dampness off and make sure it's bone dried. Then we're going to start a recap. And I don't know how close I'm going to bring it to the camera. I've removed all the capacitors that he had on it. I won't focus. I'll try manual maybe. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, I've removed all the caps. So, and the board is nice and clean now. And yeah, he did a very good job of soldering it. This is probably the best job he did. This one and the Classic 2 up there. But it didn't work for him. But I mean, it's missing that crystal there in the center of the shot. Plus, you can see the pad that's lifted there. But I think it's a simple enough fix. So it's just a case of a recap. Crystal, pad, plug in, say a prayer to say boo boo boo, the holy saint of the protection of Apple Macintosh computers. We pray to you, boo boo boo. Please make this thing go boo. Okay, bye bye now. Okay, this is the board after being washed and dried. I had to use white spirit to get all the flux off. But there's still stains on it, but it's starting to get clean now. And I've took off that sticker because I've got a work up around there. Focus there. I'm taking off that battery because there's some residue underneath it, some stains. I hope it is not acid leakage and melted traces, blah blah blah. There's still some stains and marks. Like, I still have to clean this board again. I mean, this is, whatever was on it, it's like a grease. And I don't know is it conductive or not, but it's shorting out the whole, or it's covering the whole board. And I don't know is it shorting anything. So, but that's a comparison from how it was at the beginning. And like, it just goes to show you, like, these things have got to be clean. You know? Yeah. There's about focus, yeah. I mean, that area there where that capacitor was, C13 I think it is, or I can't see anything. That was destroyed with that flux, or brown grease, I imagine it was flux. But now you can at least see it, like, I mean, this little transistor, I imagine as a transistor there, this guy, you could not even see him. That was just a big round blob. And I found that underneath, a lovely little thing. So I'm going to give it one more clean, remove that battery holder just to have a look underneath, and keep going. But I think I have to keep cleaning this board for another bit. You can see the stains everywhere. The back of it is a lot better, but again, stains, where are they? Up around here. See here, see those stains there? I mean, if you rub them, they start to go away. Are they electrolyte? Are they just dirt? I mean, there you can see them. See the angle? That's why I look at a board, like I keep angling it, and it's when you angle it like that, you start seeing all kinds of crud. I mean, if that stuff is conductive, you know, it ain't gonna work. Down here, look. Folks, there's all hair still stuck to the back of that. Jesus. So we'll continue with the wash. We'll do a bit more work and we'll have a look again in a minute. Again, we're cleaning. Cannot stress enough the importance of these boards being clean. All it takes is one piece of anything to short out 2 of those billions of connections in front of you, and it probably won't work, or it'll have a serious effect on it, like no sound or no picture, or you know, no hard drive or floppy or God knows what. Like, I mean, these boards are a work of art, to be honest. When you look at the complexity, I don't know how they did these things. But there we go, scrubby, scrubby, getting cleaner, cleaner. Let's try autofocus, see what that does. And I went to autofocus. Oh, that's better. So we just keep cleaning and cleaning. There was a load of stains up here, I don't know what they were. I've learned the hard way the importance of detail with these machines. Many a time I said, no, that's grand, that's clean, and spent 2 days looking at the board with a goddamn microscope or a little lens. And no, that's fine. And then only to find out after a long ass trial and error, I wash it again and all of a sudden the damn thing works. That's both a great feeling and also a right pain in the hole. Another update. Just removed the battery holder, and this is what's underneath it. A big stain. I don't know what way the colour is looking on your screens, but do you see all the writing next to the D1s, the D2, the what's that, the UK4RIC, all this writing around here, it's all green, whereas over here you have nice white writing, you know, up here white clear lettering. See it? UFA, UE, all those. Down here with the battery, they're all green. And over here by the side of this I found a lump of rust stuck to the plastic, and there's more of that white powdery brittle shit, whatever that is in there. So it looks to me like the battery that was there had begun to leak, which is not good. And even though I can't see any broken vias or traces as of yet, there's a hell of a good chance now that some of the vias are gone, because there's several of them in this area. All down here, see all those vias, they're all green as well, and that's corrosion of copper, isn't it? Because copper goes green. So I imagine that all that greening on the lettering is from copper erosion from electrolyte or acid, possibly acid, just the vapors alone, which is not good. So let's clean this up and see what happens next.